Bossman Show. Joined by the new coach of the Florida Atlantic Isles down in Boca Raton, Florida, Dusty May. Coach May, how are things down there in Boca, man?
Things are great. This is our first week having a full roster in town, and excited to get these guys here and get to work. We have our first practice workout today on Tuesday, June 26th.
And, Coach, you got to be happy that you have these extra 2 hours, because up from 2 now to 4 hours, kind of practice with the guys, kind of see what you got, kind of do drill work, player development work, so you can kind of get a jump start on the fall here coming up, which is coming right around the corner real fast.
Yeah, that was a great rule change, and there's not much adjustment for the guys because they still have their 8 hours of work, where before it was 6 in the weight room and 2 on the court, and it really didn't make a lot of sense. So thankfully the NCAA made an adjustment and went 4 hours in the weight room or through conditioning and 4 hours on the court. So very, very thankful for that change, and I believe the players are too. They're excited to be able to spend more time in the gym with the coaching staff.
And, Coach, just for you personally, man, what was it about Florida Atlantic, the administration there, that got you to leave Gainesville and come on down the way to Boca Raton and lead this program going forward?
So many things, JR. I really, really enjoyed my time at Florida. It was a hard place to leave. My kids are in high school. So for so many reasons, I wanted to stay and wasn't really pursuing any head coaching opportunities, even though they're really, really difficult to get. And when this one came open, it was kind of one where I'd always said, man, that's a great job. That's kind of a hidden gem. And, I didn't really know the details of the job, but just from a distance with the league and the recruiting talent base and just, being in South Florida, the quality of life here. And then obviously the administration, starting with Dr. Kelly at the top, the president, and then Brian White and the team he's put together, they're really committed to growing athletics and doing everything necessary to win and perform at a high level. So it's a really exciting time to be here, where I feel like we're turning the corner as an athletic department. You look at football success and baseball success, and there's so many other sports here that are doing well. And I just kind of thought, why not us? Why can't we do it there? So really excited for the opportunity. We're very, very thankful.
And speaking of the conference, Coach, you have a great conference from Western Kentucky to Old Dominion to Marshall. You got Middle Tennessee, who's been good for years. Got schools out there in Texas. You got great coaching, and you have great teams and great brands that you can help recruit you nationally. And what kid would not want to come down to South Florida, enjoy that lifestyle, living in Boca, not out there far from Miami. Or you can go to Daytona if you want to, if you want to have a little break. So, in fact, location is great. The education is great also, and just the weather is great down there for a kid. And you get to play in a conference where if the numbers are right, quadrant wise, RPI wise, they can get a second team in the tournament if our breaks are right for you, Coach.
Absolutely. Last year, they're really, really close, and Western Kentucky put themselves in position to be right there and then lost a couple down the stretch. But they beat Purdue, Arizona early in the season, which shows how capable they were, and then obviously Middle Tennessee for the last several years. And there's actually a lot of change and transition in the league now. I think there's 5 new coaches at the coaches meeting, so there are a lot of new faces, but also the continuity of the league with Coach Jones at Old Dominion, who they're always really good, and then what Coach Stansbury's done at Western and Coach D'Antoni's done at Marshall. It's a really, really good league, and I think it's going to continue to get better. And Divisional League with the scheduling and there's so many things where they're aspiring to go higher. So that's something you want to be a part of.
And now, Coach, speaking of this, trying to get the schedule just right, Coach. Now, being in Conference USA, is it easier for you to schedule games because a Power 5 is more apt to play you because the RPI won't take such a hit because you guys are probably in the right quadrants for those at-large bids? Or then maybe the challenge may be getting guys to come down to your place so you have them do 2-for-1s maybe to get guys even coming to your place. So how does the scheduling balance and the puzzle change for you going from Florida down here to the Florida Atlantic?
Well, we do have factors that are working in our favor to be able to schedule right now. We're not at the top of the league, so I don't think anyone would be scared to come here and play us. And also just the location. We're 20 plus miles away from West Palm. We're 20 plus miles away from Fort Lauderdale, and then 40 miles from Miami. So it's easy to get here location wise. And then especially in the wintertime, I think a lot of schools would like to come to Florida as opposed to going north. to play games. So I think scheduling as we get better and grow the program might be a little bit tougher. But right now, Miami's agreed to do a 2-for-1 with us starting next year, so very thankful for that. And then we're really just playing road games against UCF and Illinois this year, so we haven't been able to attract any marquee home games this year. But we'll have some good opponents on the schedule. We're going to play a 4-year contract with Florida Gulf Coast, which would be great for us to play an established mid-major program like them and someone that our fans will be able to relate to. So we're excited about the schedule we're putting together for the future.
Now, Coach May, what's been the biggest adjustment for you being the head man? I know moving that one seat up changes so many things for you. So what's been the biggest adjustment for you being the man calling the shots, and rather than making a suggestion, you actually making the call and have to live with that decision going forward?
I just hope I'm as good at making decisions as the guys that I've worked for. I've always thrown out a lot of suggestions like all assistants do, but just really, hopefully that I can go through the thought process and be deliberate and also be decisive. I think that'd be the hardest thing. But the most difficult part is just on a daily basis. At Florida, for example, we just had to recruit and coach and mentor our guys. So you had so much more time just to spend with the players. They came through the offices. You grab breakfast or lunch. You stop through weights. You just and in the meantime, you're making calls and texting kids and coaches. So it's really just coaching and recruiting, where now you slide a seat over and you just have a lot more responsibility. You have a lot more daily decisions to make, compliance, budget. There's just so many more smaller things that you have to do through the course of the day. So you've got to be organized. You got to be efficient if you want to still be able to get your basketball in. And then obviously being a staff that hasn't worked together, we're meeting regularly to get on the same page terminology wise. And then my staff, they've all been in great programs. So I'm picking their brains too about what they've done well and what they've not done so well, and just really trying to figure out what's best for us. But it's definitely a lot different types of responsibilities, but it's growing and it's fun, and I'm definitely enjoying it.
And Coach, when it comes to recruiting wise and for your team going forward, are you going to be more of a high school guy, JUCO guy, transfer guy, or maybe a fifth-year senior type, or do you want to get some international guys if that works for you too, or a mixture of all that to kind of get the roster just right that you want for a particular season that you have an idea for?
We want to get the best player we can get. We'll err at recruiting locally first and seeing if we can get the right fit and seeing if some of the local guys will choose us. We had a really good spring where we signed a couple local guys. We signed 4 high school kids. We signed a couple junior college kids from great JUCO programs. We signed a fifth-year senior, and then we've got a couple of international kids and 2 transfers. So we're open to anything. We just want guys that fit us and, just guys that will mesh well with the staff and really believe in what we're trying to do, and then also just fit us personality-wise. We're players that love the game. They love to work. Basketball is really, really important to them. They want to have relationships with the coaches. And so it doesn't matter where they're from. We're gonna find guys that want to be a part of it. And we're definitely excited for what we have to sell here, though, with the beach and the location. Our campus is amazing. Facilities are improving. So we have a lot to sell. So we feel like we can go just about anywhere and attract the right kid to FAU.
And now, Coach, as far as your style of play going forward at this season, you worked for some great guys. We've got a lot of great intel on different offenses, different systems you join to play. So how do you see yourself playing this year going forward based on what you've seen so far of your roster?
I assume we'll be pretty guard-oriented again. We've always been, and it's kind of that's how basketball's transition, where ball screens spread the floor, get into drive and kick. I would like to stay out of half court calling a lot of plays if possible. And obviously you can evolve as the season goes on, but I'd like to play and give our guys freedom to play and really spend a lot of time on skill development and working our guys individually before practice, after practice. And then when it comes game time, hoping they can just play out of concepts and they're not looking over at the bench all the time and they're just playing the game and it's free flowing and it's fun for them, because ideally that's how I want it to be. And then defensively, we're going to compete and play really, really hard, and not sure exactly what we'll do, whether we'll press. I'd like to play some zone, but our personnel and how good we're at it and how much time we spend on it might change. But overall, we haven't seen our guys enough to know exactly how we're going to play, but we've got a pretty good idea. But we're going to play fast. There's going to be some freedom given to our guys. And
now, Coach, speaking of playing fast, Coach, I work with Atlanta Hawks in their media team for is covering the games. So I see a lot of NBA basketball. Now, Coach, the arrogant rules in the NBA, maybe like the advancing the ball at the end of the game, 20-second shot clock, making the three-point line a little bit farther to give you more space on the inside, or 4 quarters or 5 team fouls out in each quarter, to make the game a little more exciting for the fans the casual fan, not the guys like you and I who are deep into the game, but maybe the casual fans to kind of watch the game, from November, December, and January, not just February and March.
Yeah, I love the quarters and the 5 fouls per quarter before you're in the bonus and getting rid of the 1-and-1. Some of the rules I love. I definitely think we should move the line back to FIBA distance. Probably not the NBA distance right now, but move it back to the FIBA distance. I would have no problem with a 24-second shot clock. I like that. The advancing the ball to half court, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that. That's really the only proposed rule change that you just said that I don't think I agree with, but it's probably by a 49% margin. I think either way, I'm fine with that one. I wouldn't fight it, but I like the quarters a lot. It just makes sense, and it seems like everybody else in the world is doing it but us. But, the way it is now, obviously nothing's wrong with the game. More people are watching than ever. So it's, tell me what the rules are, and I'm more than happy to play by them. But, yeah, you definitely said some things I think would be beneficial for the fans.
That's what I got for you, Coach. I asked you about the food down in Boca Raton, man. So, Coach, what's been your top 1 or 2 spots you've been hitting up since you've been getting this job and working those long hours in the office, man? So what's really been getting you and your staff through, man, down there in Boca, to my listeners who down there in Florida may want to come check out when they come and check you guys out and see you guys play?
Yeah, we had, I think, 9 official visits, so we've eaten everywhere in town, and we've tried them all. I'm blown away at the quality of pizza and Italian food in Boca Raton, Florida. Obviously, the seafood's good, and there's every steakhouse you could imagine. But man, there's Italian spots and there's pizza parlors on every corner because there's so many East Coast people down here, New York style pizza. But the pizza's amazing. You can find it on any corner. But I've got to chill out on the food a little bit because we ate so much during recruiting season.
I hear that, Coach. See, Coach, that's always my big thing when I travel. What's the food like? I ain't know what the delicacies are when I come to town. I gotta know. So I love to eat, man. For a guy that's kind of not big, I like to eat. So I'm like, man, I shouldn't be eating as much as I do, but I'm not even big or nothing like that. But it's like, I love to eat. So I said, thank God for good metabolism, first of all. Thank God for that. But to slow down, but I love to eat so much.
In our union, we have a Chick-fil-A. We've got Einstein Bagels. We got some of my favorite fast food on campus. And then right across the street, there's a Shake Shack. So I'm in trouble either way. Just getting through the day without having Shake Shack is tough.
I hear that, Coach. Hey, man, Coach, I tell you what, it's been great to have you on the show. Coach, I want to have you again in the future, man. Hope to catch you in the fall, man. And I'll try to see you guys when you play Middle Tennessee, Coach. Hopefully I can see you that's close to Atlanta. That's not too far drive away from my house here. So hopefully we can come out there and see you guys play Middle Tennessee, man.
We'd love to see you, JR. You're welcome anytime, and I appreciate you having me on.
All your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Back here in the JR the Bossman Show, we're joined by the Fresno State Bulldogs new head coach, Justin Hutson, here on the Bossman Show. Coach Hutson, how's it out there in Fresno, man?
It's hot right now, but it's beautiful, so enjoying it. We got workouts right now and getting ready to get back out on that road tomorrow for the club circuit.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach, now talk to me about what does it mean to get this job at Fresno State, a storied program with a great tradition. Now you take it over there, and you have to handle this great program now going forward.
It's exciting. I grew up, in this area, in this Central Valley area, so I grew up being a Bulldog fan. I know a lot of the tradition here. I'm very familiar. I got family in the area, so I'm very excited and blessed to be here.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach, now what about this position really resonated with you and your family to make you decide to take this job? Because I know when you coaches trying to find about taking the job, a lot goes into what the administration, your family, the town, the setup of it. So what about this job in particular got kind of struck a nerve with you and your family? Say, hey, this is a good move to make to go lead this team here in Fresno.
Well, JR, head coaching spots ain't easy to get. It's only Division I. It's only 350 or so of them. So when you get an opportunity, you got to really look at it closely. And it being so close to home, and the valley being the Central Valley of California, we right in the middle of California, and that's my home. Too good to pass up.
And Coach, for you now, like I said, the area of California out there. You know the valley right in the middle of California. So recruiting wise, are you going? You can pick Southern California, Northern California up there. You can get to Oregon if you want to, Vegas. So you're in a great area to get talent and get players. So how excited are you for is just knowing the location that you're in to get players to come play for you that has a chance to do great things under your tutelage?
Yeah, Fresno is a great area for people to come to. The weather's warm. We got beautiful arena. The people are great. We got tradition with the fans, with the Red Wave that, supported back in the day when Tark and Boy Grant were the coach. So, we're going to definitely start recruiting here in this area, branch out to the West Coast, and then do a little bit nationally also, and see if we can get some good student athletes in here and win some games and graduate.
And Coach, first year, you kind of build your mindset, your plan for how you want to balance your roster. So, are you looking more at high school for high school guys? Are you looking more at grad transfers or transfers or sit one and play 2 or 3, or the fifth year guys? Or are you trying to look at the guys and some international guys as well, or all the above?
Well, it's all of the above. The first year, you're trying to piece your team together. That's basically what happens with 40% of the people transferring nowadays, and whenever there's a coaching change, and everybody got a reason to. Usually the young men don't need a reason nowadays to transfer, but now everybody has a reason to. So then you get the job and you come in late. But, I definitely don't want to be young a lot. We're going to get some really good high school players. We're going to piece in some transfers and maybe some junior college guys. So we're going to do a little bit of all of the above.
I hear that, Coach. Now, Coach, that's what I'm talking about, Coach. A lot of these guys transfer over any little thing, and it seems like you have to re-recruit your own guys, because if you have a good player at your level, the high major guys, you're trying to recruit your guy on your roster already to come to them. So it's like you got to always re-recruit your own guy.
Yeah, that's the thing, and the only way I think to combat some of that stuff is you develop a great relationship with them. And how good a relationship can you have when you get a new job? I knew a lot of these young men here already because I recruited some of them. We obviously played them at San Diego State, so I had a lot of respect for all these guys. But until you actually, break bread and spend a lot of time with them and, and coach them through the good and the bad, you really can't develop a great relationship with them to hopefully keep them here, So you definitely got to recruit the right young men. You got to treat them right and try to win some games, and then, take the good with the bad.
And, Coach, and I know you mentioned you guys would have workouts here, Coach. Now, how happy you to have 4 hours now, up from the previous of 2 hours to work with the guys? You can structure practices, like an hour practices here or there. You can do some individual drills. It helps you with player development, I would suspect. So let's be happy for your new coach to kind of see what you have, evaluate you got a little bit more, and also develop a little bit in your culture, how you want things done.
Yeah, that was a good move. I like the 4-hour rule, that you can get guys in and you can work them out more, and you can spend more time with them in the summer, because you don't want to be away from them that much in the summer. You want to give them a little time where they can do their own thing and have a summer vacation. But, 2 hours a week just was not enough when you're responsible for them. They make you responsible for their development academically, socially, and basketball-wise, and it was good that you could be on the floor with them for 4 hours, because that's what they really want to do.
got there, right, Coach? Now, Coach, when people watch your team play this season, Coach, what do you want a random, unique listener or unique watcher of your team take away from watching your team play this season coming up?
That they play hard and play together. And, they're going to hopefully we're going to win a lot of games. But we're definitely going to play hard and play together, have a great defensive background. We play great defense at San Diego State. We will do that again here at Fresno State. And run and share the ball and shoot and play team basketball on the offensive end.
I hear that, Coach. It's a great way to play basketball. It's very, very watchable to watch the game played that way. And now, Coach, I want to ask you about this non-conference scheduling. Now, I know a lot of it probably is already done for you, but going forward, when you get a chance to go to schedule yourself, how are you looking to schedule those non-conference games going forward for your team to get ready for conference play?
You always want to schedule to the strength of your team. You want to get some good home games to get the fans out and get them excited to be able to come for some home games. But you also ain't going to schedule, 10 SEC teams to come in here just to make the fans happy on that. So you want to schedule, if you got an older team, you want to schedule a little stronger. If you have a younger team, you want to schedule a little down. But you definitely got to have some guys that excite the crowd here in Fresno and also test your team and make sure they're ready for conference play.
And, Coach, I want to ask coaches about this when I'm talking for the first time on the show here. Who are some coaches and individuals who really had a profound impact on you in your career so far and helped you get to the point you are today?
Well, a whole bunch. I'm starting with my dad. He was a high school coach, for 30 years in the Central Valley of California. Steve Fisher, obviously was a big influence on me. I worked with him for 9 years at San Diego State. Kevin Bromley at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo gave me my start in college. When I was a high school coach and I was trying to break into college, Kevin Bromley gave me my start, and I'm indebted to him. He's a great man, and he's really helped me a lot. Pat Douglas, who I played for at Cal State Bakersfield. We won a couple of national championships with a great X's and O's mind. Phil Matthews, who I played for, who was a great junior college coach who really taught me the importance of playing hard. So, if you're in this game for a long time, you better be taking some stuff from everybody you're around, and I have.
I hear that, Coach. I'm right there with you, and he's coming into the radio and entertainment business. I'm right there with you, Coach. I'm there with you now, Coach. And I know you get a new head coach now. It's a whirlwind, Coach. So talk to us. What is your typical day like, Coach, in the office? Are you talking to recruits, staff meetings, administration meetings, meeting boosters, meeting fans? What's your days like, Coach?
Well, you definitely getting out in the community more as a head coach than you did as an assistant. You're always doing some donor functions or some meeting some boosters or some alumni. So that's a little different. What's different is also taking over a program for the first time because like you said, you're re-recruiting these players now because you didn't recruit them first. So you got to always constantly do that. That's a little different than if you're at your own program. And then obviously now you're hiring a staff. You're monitoring them academically, and then you're getting ready to recruit. So it's a busy job, but it's fun. Blessed to have it.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach, this is a very important question for me, Coach. Out in Fresno, what are some of your top places to eat, man? Because we love to get to know, what the food delicacies are out when the new coach gets a new job. So talk to us about what is the food like out there? What are some places that you frequent, you and your staff frequent, when y'all was in the office, just want to hang out, talk about the program? Where y'all going to get some at, Coach?
There's a lot of good places, but if you're in the Central Valley, especially Fresno, you got to get you some tri-tips. You got to get some steak, which a great place is the Bulldog Grill, which is right across. The Doghouse Grill, which is right across the street from our arena. The Doghouse Grill is where you got to stop by when you get into Fresno. But there's a lot of great restaurants that I frequent.
Yes, indeed. Well, Coach, I tell you what, man, I'm happy for you to get this job, Coach. I liked what I read about you. I love hearing you here on the show with me today. Look forward to talking to you again and down real soon, Coach. I wish you the best of luck, man. I look forward to having many conversations with you going forward about how good your program is doing, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're welcome, Coach. You have a great day, man. Talk to you real soon, man.
hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
Folks, back here in the Bossman Show. It's time to get healthy. Dr. Vernette, our health and wellness expert, who will be covering tennis with me next week. That's why you don't hear from us. We'll be in Atlanta Open next week. Having fun in Atlantic Station, covering tennis of your favorite time of the year here in Atlanta, people. You know, I love your tennis here. And we're going to have Dr. Vernette with me doing that. She's healthy with us all day long. You know, that's right, people. So, Dr. Vernette, what's good with you? How busy your week been? Glad to have you back here with us on the show. They talk about meditation this week with us. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to stay cool in this Atlanta weather. It's ridiculously hot. But other than that, we're good. How are you doing?
Off the plane from Vegas. Missing Vegas already. It was 110 out there. I loved it. Every single 110.
It was
I enjoyed it. Had on all black.
Oh, goodness. All black? Oh, yeah, you was roasting out there, just enjoying the weather.
So I'm back here getting ready for tennis tournament next week. Looking forward to that with you and just enjoying some days off of the Falcons training camp starting the next week as well. A lot of things going on in Atlanta for sports here. The Falcons, the Atlanta United, the Dream, the Hawks, trades. A lot of stuff going on in Atlanta sports this week, and I'm so happy for it.
Yes, I am too. It just brings the city together in a great way. So I'm excited that you'll be doing a lot of coverage for our sports teams. It's exciting.
Yes, indeed. And they need your meditation tips, too. A lot of these guys need to meditate and get their minds right on the court and the field and get some wins, not losses.
That's true because, I mean, there's a whole dynamic of a technique called sports psychology where you're talking about, and we kind of mentioned that a little bit in another segment, but, you know, it talks about being mindful of, like, what is going on with your practice techniques so that way you can transition them into the performance and how to improve your performance. But, you know, we can dive into that later. But today I am excited to talk to you about meditation, what is meditation, and we'll do a body scan. So we'll kind of take people through a body scan and see what that looks like, feels like. And then after that, we'll kind of have, you know, we'll talk about it and go from there.
Sounds great
to me. Does that sound okay? Okay. So when you think about meditation, what first, I'm going to ask you this question, right? So when you think about meditation, what first comes to mind?
Closing my eyes and being quiet and letting my mind race and go away, wherever it's going to take me.
Yeah, you know what? And that's most of it, right? So when you're definitely closing your eyes, and that's optional, right? But most people close their eyes when they meditate so that way they can block out any distractions and then clear their mind, like you talked about. But rather than allowing your mind to just kind of free flow and float, you really just want to focus on the present and what's going on in the present. So a lot of times what happens is when I talk to my patients about meditation techniques, they have this myth that you have to be this pro. You have to be a yogi, you know, somebody loves yoga and practices yoga and, you know, be really spiritual and have this whole script. And you don't really have to have any of that. You just start with yourself and in an environment that is peaceful for you. That would be most helpful. And then you transition into quieting your mind and trying to pay attention to all types of sensations that you may or may not be experiencing and not having any judgment to it. That's the biggest thing, is just observing. The main thing with meditation is, and also breath work, which we'll talk about that in another segment. I think that'll be a good topic to talk about, how to effectively breathe, right? But when you're talking about meditation, right, you're looking at just the principle of being an observant of what you're going through in that moment. And instead of, flowing away from, the present moment, you're really tapping into what is going on with me right now. And so I usually advise with my patients, if they're on the go and they feel a little lost, they don't know exactly how to start a meditation practice, they can Google 3-minute, 1-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute meditation or guided meditation. And it'll pop up usually on YouTube. They got some podcasts that are out, but usually YouTube, it'll pop up. And it'll literally guide you. It'll tell you exactly what to do. Sometimes it'll have the music. Most times it'll have the music on there just as, just as a relaxation technique. But it'll talk you through the whole thing. And like I said, if you only have a minute versus you want to go into deep meditation and you can kind of work on the 10 minutes, that's fine. It's really wherever feels most comfortable for you. So what I'd like to do with you all today, if that's okay, is go through guided meditation. And I like to look at it as a body scan. A body scan is more so of an assessment of your body. And you're going through different parts of your body, addressing what you may or may not be holding that's not serving you, right? So holding on to tension, holding on to emotions, holding on to baggage, that type of thing. And so we want to make sure that we are present in that moment without the judgment. So let's go ahead and do that exercise, and then we can kind of talk about, how you felt about it and if you have any other types of feedback. So what I'm going to read for today is just a 3-minute body scan meditation technique that will cultivate mindfulness, right? So if you can find this is usually ideal when you're not like in the hustle bustle on the go, and so I don't want people to close their eyes.
Yeah, don't do
driving,
that, people.
Right? But if they're somewhere, I thought about that. I was like, okay, so please don't close your eyes if you're driving. More or less, maybe pull over to the side, and that's fine too. But so you're going to find a quiet space. Like when you're ready, just pause the podcast, and then when you're, in a safe space, then go ahead and proceed with the body scan, right? So you're going to find a quiet space that works best for you. You can either be in a seated position, lying position. It really just depends on what makes you feel more comfortable. And then from there, you just start looking at your breath work, right? So I'll go just a little bit into that. With your breath work, you're going to close your eyes and just breathe. Breathe without any judgment to your breath. And then you focus on inhaling through your nose and then exhaling everything out. And we're going to do that about 3 times. So you inhale through your nose, take a pause at the top of that breath, and then you're going to exhale through your mouth. And then take a pause at that. Let's do that one more time. So you're going to inhale through your nose. Inhale all the air as much as possible. Pause. Hold that breath intentionally, and then blow everything out through your mouth. And pause there. So we're going to go into breathing with intention, okay? So breathing through intention is just going through the sequence of placing the hands kind of at the base of your ribs and seeing if your ribs are moving. You want to make sure that when you inhale, your ribs expand away from the center line of your body, And exhale, blow everything out, and then the fingertips come back and they connect to the midline. So we'll do that one more time. You're going to inhale through your nose, feel your ribs expand away from the center of your body, and then exhale, bringing your fingertips back together. So you're going to begin to bring your attention into your body. And notice in your seated position, if you're seated, feeling the weight of your body on a chair, or if you're sitting on the floor, just feeling the weight of your body. And then continue to take a few breaths from there. As you start to continue to take the deep breaths, begin to bring more oxygen into the body. As you exhale, have a sense of relaxation and relaxing more deeply. You can notice your feet on the floor. Notice the sensations of your feet touching the floor. The weight and the pressure, vibration, and even the heat. You can notice your legs against the chair, pressure, pulsing, heaviness, lightness. Notice your back, assuming you're sitting in the chair. So notice your back against the chair. Bring your attention into your stomach area. If the stomach is tense or tight, let it soften. Take another breath. Notice your hands. Are your hands tense or are they tight? See if you can allow them to soften. Notice your arms. Feel any sensation in your arms. Let your shoulders be soft. Check in to see if there's any tension in the shoulders and release the tension. Notice your neck and your throat. Let them be soft and relax. Soften your jaw. Let your face and your facial muscles be soft. Then notice your whole body present. Take one more breath. Be aware of your whole body as best as you can. Take a breath. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. So usually if I do this in a group setting, I'll wait for everyone to open their eyes because some people may need a little bit more time to come out of that relaxation space. And so afterwards, we kind of sit and we, most people are a lot calmer. They're like, wow, I didn't even realize that I was not even breathing until I started breathing in that exercise. So from there, I usually ask my patients in a group or in one-on-one, like, what did you notice about your body? Was it tense? Was it not? And kind of see what their feedback is. So you shared with me off air that this was the first time that you would be engaging in, like, a guided meditation. So, JR, tell me, like, what did you feel? What did you notice? That whole thing.
I have no sensations in my hands. None. I've realized the sensations in my hands are dead, and I guess.
Oh, goodness.
From catching footballs all these years, I just realized the sensation in my hand.
So I'm sure you have some type of sensation if you're, driving and you have to grab onto the wheel.
It's crazy. Like,
holding on to
I just felt, I felt nothing, in my hands, or like I felt like it was nothing there. Like, I have hands, but there's nothing. This, the sense of feel is not in them. Like whoa. But it was relaxing.
Oh, okay. So what else? What else did you notice?
And I was able to allow myself a few minutes of freedom, not thinking about the next segment, the next one transaction. just me
I mean, that's
and
a
the
good
world
thing.
not worrying about the next thing around the horizon, which is good for me. I hustle so much that I need to decompress sometimes, and that's one of my weaknesses and flaws. I don't decompress enough. This could be something might need to replay over and over again. Do this for just in general to get a few minutes of just chill time.
Right. I understand.
But overall, it's interesting.
That's good. So usually with the body scan, we can either be in a chair. Today I chose the chair, or somebody was on the floor in a crisscross position. That's fine, or even lying. That's fine too.
Yeah, I was in a chair,
But
of course.
of course you're in a chair. But I like to see the dynamic of how different people respond to the body scan or the guided meditation, because everyone has a different experience. And so to be able to have a dialogue about that and to be able to kind of tune in to just be still, a lot of people are like, wow, I didn't even realize that I could be still, or I still felt, my mind racing, and which is fine. Like I said, we're just observing. We're not making judgments about what's going on. It's just we're observing. Like you said, your hands have a reduced sensation, which is just a statement, right? That's just your observation. We're not making judgments from it. So that's actually pretty cool.
Yes, indeed.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, indeed. Well, folks, we got some more for you after the break with some meditation tips for you. We got some more dialogue for you next segment. So we're going to come back here, hoping your body scan. So save this segment. Save it to your phones, your iPads, your tablets, your iPods. Those still popular, I don't know. But save it and come back to it. So we'll come back to you after the break.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
Folks, back here on the Bossman Show, Health and Wellness Saving with Dr. Vernette here with me on the Bossman Show. Hope you enjoyed that body scan, and I hope you guys will use this nice demo you got from Dr. Vernette today, and come back to it and use it in your spare time and your free time when you need a moment, even when it's at your work, or your spouse making you mad, your kids, dogs, and whatever it is ticking you off. Do this body scan and, get yourself back on track a little bit. Just release it and let it go. It's good for, to me, Dr. Vernette will be good for stress management, releasing stress from people who are tense all the time. Because some people is wound too tight, if you ask me. So I need a little bit of unwinding. This could be a good little unwinding for them. And so we got segment 2 for you. Dr. Vernette going to break some stuff down for you, some tips. So it's on you now. Talk to the people.
All right, so we are back from doing the body scan, which I was talking to JR about, what his experience is, and just encouraging him to know that every experience that you have with meditation and checking in with your body is going to be different, right? Because your body is different from 2 minutes ago than it will be from 2 minutes from now. So, just tapping into that will be helpful to be able to reduce stress on a regular basis, lower blood pressure. You can, feel more clear in your body, feel more clear in your mind, and then also just be able to operate with a little bit more focus throughout the day. So meditation really does have a lot of more benefits than really what I'm sharing, especially integrating the breath work in there. It works with your circulatory system, which is the blood system, and it's, responsible for making sure that your nutrients get to your muscle tissues and your ligaments and organs and all that good stuff. And then, of course, with the oxygen and exchange, it's helpful to be able to get oxygen to your muscle tissues and especially in your brain. And so, anyways, the second part of this segment, I'd like to dive into just some meditation techniques to allow you to stick with it, right? So we do meditation, we'll try a new yoga class, we'll try something that's new that we like, but we may or may not stick to it. So I want to just give you some quick tips to help you and encourage you to be able to continue meditation work. And then from there, you can just grow from it. So it's utilized on a regular basis, so you're able to benefit really from meditation over a long-term practice. So I would encourage you first to stick to one kind of meditation most of the time, right? So you feel focused and you're practicing in that chosen technique. So when I say choose one kind of meditation, you can do walking meditation, you can do breathing meditation, you can do mindfulness meditation. Like, they have so many different types of meditation that you can do. But
is
just
there a
pick
basketball
one.
meditation or a football?
Basketball meditation? I don't know. But there is a visual imagery meditation where you visualize different images. So like if you're an athlete and you are meditating on, making the goal or a successful path or what have you, or, winning the trophy or winning the ring or, whatever the reward system is for you, that is utilizing visual imagery meditation. So it's useful for that category of sport, I think. So, so the second one is if you absolutely can't stand the thought of meditating, okay, because some people just don't want to do it, choose a different type of meditation. So actually, we just talked about that. You can do different types of meditation that work best for you, just for a change of pace. But like I said, as the first tip, try to stick with the same meditation that works best for you, so that way you can perfect that practice. The third thing I'd like to share is put meditation in your schedule like it's an appointment. If it's an appointment with yourself, then, you should be able to keep that because you're the most important person in your life. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Meditate at the same time or times each day so you can get a rhythm in your schedule, okay? If possible, meditate on an empty stomach before eating a meal or 2 hours after. If you're eating like a light meal, it can just be 1 hour. But your body will be able to focus more easily if it's not busy digesting, right? So it takes a while for our bodies to kind of break down. There's a whole process that happens with the digestive system. So that just allows your body to really focus on what we're doing at hand. So that way your body's not, like I said, busy digesting all the food that you just ate. Also, meditate at a high energy time of the day rather than, low energy time. So if you're a morning person, meditate in the morning. If you're a night person, meditate at night. You'll lessen your chances of nodding off in the middle of the meditation, because meditation is very relaxing. And so you can find yourself kind of nodding off, but you'll have better focus and concentration if you're picking a time in your day that's high energy for you. Another one would be throughout the day, make a point to remember the feeling of meditation, right? So the whole purpose of us doing meditation is for relaxation, right? Stress reduction. And so if we're reminding ourselves of the feeling that we have after we meditate, we're much more likely to have a reduced stress day or even experience throughout the day. If you want to, you can start meditating with a friend. Like, we have workout buddies, we have, basketball buddies, we have buddies that we go to bar with. Exactly. So just find a buddy and meditate with them, whether y'all meditate together at the same time or same place, or you meditate separately and then call each other about it and talk about it. That gives you encourage and motivation to be able to continue, right? So above all, really just keep practicing. Practice. Practice may not make it perfect, because let's be honest, nobody's perfect, although we'd like to believe that we're perfect. But when you practice, practicing is what will eventually make those drastic and dramatic changes in your life, in your health, and also in mastering stress management techniques. So those are my tips that I would give the audience. Some of them may work for you, some of them may not work, and that's totally fine. But the idea really is to just find a quiet space to really just be still with yourself. And so if you're able to do that, then you're better able to be more focused and concentrate a lot better throughout the day. That's huge. That's really huge. So what's your feedback, JR? What is your feedback? Your whole experience, you just did body scan and, worked through all of that. And so tell me what your thoughts are.
My thoughts, I need to do this more often. Like, I need to, I need to do this more often. This is a good exercise for me. And my people in the studio with me, they're doing it too. And some of them are looking at me like this is different. Like, yes, it's different. It's the whole point of it.
It is.
It's different. I need to expand my horizons on how I decompress, which I use basketball and tennis for that. I just need to, and golf to a degree. I'm terrible at golf, but still. But I tennis and basketball, I'm good. That's why I do them to decompress. But this is another way to do it without having to be so competitive. Because I'm trying to decompress. I get competitive again. I try to win, which is the purpose behind to decompress. Because I'm very competitive.
That's true.
So it's like,
that's true.
There are people out here like me who are hustlers who are competitive like I am and just driven who need these exercises to help us not go crazy. Now a good thing for me is having a psychology background is that I know when I'm hitting to a bad level to dial it down a bit. That I'm aware of it, which is good. As long as people aren't aware of it, I know when I'm getting to a level I need to chill. It's starting to bubble and boil. So meditation's good. I wish I had done more, because I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was playing ball, I used to blow off our health and wellness, consultants. I don't need this. I just want to go out here and catch footballs, So I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you. I used to blow them off, So it's being older in my 30s, needing to find new ways to engage in healthy living. Knowing my family history, what it is for what's caused issues in my family. I need to do better about certain things. So this is a good, extra step to add to that process. And I think our listeners should do the same thing as well, and just take these tips, take these exercises, and try to put them to use, because this is really for you guys. Health and wellness is helping you guys. We'll take about sports for a while here to talk about health and wellness to help people, because it's a very integral part of our lives. So it's what keeps us living, health and wellness. That's what the basis of us being alive is, our health and our wellness. So we can take it more seriously rather than blow it off like I did in my 20s when I was playing ball.
And usually what I find, JR, is with my patients, especially my older patients that are considered seniors, they say that now, exactly what you said. I wish I would have tapped into doing more flexibility training, stretch training, and more relaxation techniques in my younger days, and so then I wouldn't be feel so broken down now that I'm recovering from past injuries or things that I ignored, or just not rehabbing the proper way, or not rehabbing the proper length of time before return to play. And so it's just an interesting dynamic, because now our culture, I mean, we've been into it, but now it's this trend of stress management, because stress isn't going to go away, right? There's good stress and there's bad stress, right? The stress of working out and lifting weights, playing ball, that type of stress is good stress, right? So you're releasing endorphins, and endorphins make you happy. But there's other types of hormones that are being released, and neurotransmitters that are being released in order to promote a healthier lifestyle, healthier mind. But then you have what is usually part of the conversation when you think of stress management are those negative thoughts. You've got this high stress job or high stress life, high stress environment that you're in that you may or may not be able to control or manage. And so then we have to kind of look inward and say, okay, if I can't change the situation, how can I change how I respond, how my perspective is in the situation? And so I think it's pretty awesome to be able to have this type of platform to just orientate someone who's never done meditation before, never have done some type of visual imagery that would allow them to either perform better or to become more relaxed when they're stressed out. So it's, even though it's not really common, I think, in the sports industry as far as meditation. It's kind of like, oh, that's, for tree huggers, or, for people that are kind of hippie. But really, it is huge to be able to understand, one, the benefits of it, and then also understand it doesn't have to be fireworks. It can just be 1 minute, like I said in another segment. It can be 1 minute. It can be 3 minutes, and guided, or just sitting and being still. So you can make it diverse for yourself, so that way it fits with your lifestyle and with your personality.
Yes, indeed. Well, folks, you have got your Healthy Wellness Speaks for this week. I hope you all enjoyed these 2 segments, because we're off next week. So we gave you 2 this week because we're off next week. So 2 this week, none next week. So enjoy. JC, Bone, and J. Monique give you their health tips that only God knows what they're going to be. But I hope you enjoy them. Wow, we're doing this. So, folks, thank you, Dr. Vernette. I'll see you out at the courts. You have a great weekend. I'll see y'all next week, okay?
All right.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Thank you.